Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our panel discussion this evening. It's very nice to see you all here.
It's a fact that natural disasters are increasing in frequencies and intensities.
In 2015, we had already 198 natural catastrophes, the highest ever in record.
It's about 26 million people that are pushed into poverty every year. We have to start now to be able to cope with the increasing challenge in the future.
So the title, The Silver Lining of Natural Disaster, tries to close the gap between the pure insurance products on the one hand and a comprehensive approach to disaster risk management on the other.
When you look at the human dimension, a disaster is a disaster. And if you're insured, it's good, but it's still a disaster.
How does the insurance industry deal with these changing risks? Is that really a business model that works?
Yeah, actually, it's the business model Munich Re works on. We wouldn't be in business if there wouldn't be this volatility and variability of natural disaster risks. We insure losses caused by earthquakes in Japan, losses caused by winter storms in Europe, losses caused by hurricanes in the US, and hope that not all of these things will happen in a year. Most of the time we are right.
I find it really shocking that we spend so much more money on relief after an event than we spend on preparing for it.
Hoy día son todos los sectores los que tienen que estar presentes en ella y obviamente muy articulados y en una línea de coordinación muy importante.
For the outreach to the most vulnerable and upscaling, I would like to also emphasize what Mr. Navarro has said. I believe that the sectoral involvement is very crucial, especially from agriculture.
I think that insurance is very interesting for triggering something very quick, but you need to integrate it in a more broader strategy.
We've learned a lot of lessons from our experiences, some good, not so good, but it's important that we also strengthen the capacities within governments to understand the risk, analyze the risk, and make decisions around the different tools that are available to them. And that's a long-term proposition.
There is a lot to do, and there's a lot to do on the technology side. So local insurance companies nor governments are really equipped in this. They lack, to some extent, knowledge and know-how.
What role does political capacity play in these financial arrangements? Meaning the ability of governments, and sometimes subnational governments, to deliver on promises. For instance, building and then, if it's a sovereign arrangement, actually make payments on time. And would the insurance sector not seek out those sovereign entities that are more capable as opposed to others?
You are right that if you have a choice as an insurer whom you would like to insure, then you would go to the places where the systems are most stable and where you're sure that the people in need get the money when there is a payout, definitely.
To consider when we're talking about insurance, do we mean insurance through the private sector or insurance as an instrument? Because in theory, these dysfunctional cities, if they would come together and set something up between themselves, they might not need the private sector to do that. Political capacity is important.
One more question from the audience, if there is any. Are there?
Is there a case for a solidarity at global level when it comes to paying for premiums that are now significantly higher thanks to climate change?
El tema de un esquema o de un modelo solidario creo que es la esencia de la industria del seguro. Y efectivamente, mientras más actores estén involucrados, es mejor porque eso es dispersión de riesgo. Ahora lo que pasa es que el dilema actual que estamos enfrentando es que con la transferencia de riesgo no es suficiente. Necesitamos crear estos fondos verdes que se han creado y otros fondos para trabajar en la mitigación y en la adaptación al cambio climático, porque no podemos permitirnos más riesgos.
I think we should conclude this panel today in a very tiny nutshell. I would like to ask each of you, so what is your personal silver lining in our context? Mr. Hoppe, what's your silver lining?
Even with climate change, if we do a smart job in reducing risks, they don't need to go up forever. And the other is the Paris Agreement.
To me, that's the biggest benefit of this whole discussion, is actually that we are trialing things and we are involving local stakeholders in this. And we're building capacity, even if we identify that insurance isn't the suitable approach. So there's something to be learned.
Que el cambio climático es algo real, ¿ah? No es invención de científicos. Entonces, eso yo creo que es nuestra gran oportunidad de conciencia y de, por ende, de actuar en consideración a esa misma, a esta realidad.
Thank you. And on behalf of ACRI Plus, finally, the buffet is now open. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.